Hi, guys. This is Dawn Shannon with Jovi Strategies, and this is Wisdom Wednesday. How is everyone today? I hope you're well. I'm just kind of moving things around on my screen so I can get to my notes. So today is the second week of Atomic Habits that I'm talking about. I've been listening to it on Audible. I just love Audible. So if you're not a big reader like I'm not, switch over to Audible. It's great. You can listen to it while you're driving. You can listen to it in the shower. You can listen to it while you're at the gym like I was this morning. And so it's very versatile. So I highly encourage you to do that. Okay, so Wisdom Wednesday, Atomic Habits rule number 2. So this rule was very interesting. It's the second law is make it attractive. And he talked about how habits are driven by dopamine. So you guys, dopamine is that stuff that gets released in your brain when you either experience pleasure or even if you anticipate experiencing pleasure, which is really interesting. So this is where, in my world, where vision boards come into play, right? So if you have a vision board and it is something that you're anticipating experiencing in the future, it helps to see that vision board each and every day. When you open up your laptop, you can make it your screen, like we did when I did a vision board exercise earlier this year. And you can see that every time you open your laptop, you can see the beautiful beaches or mountains or that beautiful home that you want to buy, or that sexy red car that you want to get. Whatever it is, you place that in your vision board so that you can see it each and every day, and you know why you're working towards that goal. You know why you're working so hard. So it really makes a difference. And I'm realizing that I don't have my headset on, so I hope you guys can hear me. I'll speak up a little bit louder. So, even if you have not experienced something, but you're anticipating experiencing it, it sends those dopamine surges through your brain, and it keeps you motivated to keep working towards that goal, because the anticipation is equally as good as the actual experience. Okay, so making your habits attractive. So second law number 2.1 is use temptation bundling. Pair an action you want to do with an action you need to do. So this is a little bit different than habit stacking, which we talked about last week. So if you missed that one, go back and check out that video. So habit bundling is an example of a guy in the book. What he did was he liked watching Netflix. So instead of sitting on the couch being, quote, lazy while watching Netflix, he was an engineer brain too. So he fashioned up his bike where when he pedaled his bike, it would power the TV. So that meant he couldn't watch Netflix unless he was exercising too. So that is habit bundling, which I love that. So it's also temptation bundling. It was another way to listen to it. So pair a habit you need to do with one that you want to do. So for example, this morning, I wanted to prepare, needed to prepare for this video. I also wanted to go to the gym. This is kind of a hard thing to experience, I guess, or to explain, but it's like I needed to work out, but I also needed to prepare for this video. So I bundled them. I went to the gym and I worked out, which is something that I definitely want to do for my health, but it's a struggle to get on that consistent habit of going to the gym and working out as many, like 3 days a week, 4 days a week that I want to. So I bundled it. So I took my Audible, I re-listened to this portion of the book that I was going to talk to you about today while I was on the treadmill. So I was bundling my habits that were going to sustain both my personal aspirations and my business aspirations. So that is bundling. So the next one is 2.2, join a culture where your desired behavior is the normal behavior. So it was very interesting. In a study, it talked about you imitate those who are close to you, you imitate the many, and you imitate the powerful. So as far as imitating the close, it is true where you are most like 5 of your closest friends, acquaintances, business colleagues. So we pick up habits from those that we're around. So you definitely want to surround yourself with those who are like-minded and a step ahead, right? People that you can not only feed from and feed into, but that are in a place where you strive to be. So, oh my gosh, it talks about invisible peer pressure. So join a group where the habit that you want is exhibited in that group so that you can level up. We're always trying to level up, okay? Surround yourself with people who are leveling themselves up, and you can get in that group. You also join a group that is similar to yours. And this really, the example that they give in the book was nerd fitness, which I love, because if you're labeling yourself as a nerd and maybe growing up that wasn't the popular thing to do, so you're kind of an outsider or an outcast, or you felt that way for a long time, but you can find your tribe that way. Nerd fitness, you're nerdy people who are really, in my opinion, nerds are most of the time smart, right? So, but they want to get healthy. So they surround themselves with people who are like them in order to feel safe, to feel encouraged, to not feel like an outcast. So that's another way of imitating the close. Imitating the many. This was interesting. This is all about group dynamics. So one of the studies that they did was they put someone in a group where they would give them a test, and if the majority of the group picked the wrong answer, even though you knew it was the wrong answer, the person, whoever knew it was the wrong answer, because the group dynamics were such that they were all picking the wrong answer, then that one person picked the wrong answer as well, just to fit in. Isn't that interesting? We would rather pick the wrong answer or be wrong to fit in with the group than to be right and alone. Think about that. Think about the people who have been right and alone throughout history. He wasn't necessarily alone, but I'm thinking about Dr. Martin Luther King. He was right, and he didn't go along with the group think of just fit in, right? Just fit in. We can't change the white man. We can't change the way that they look at us. He thought differently. He knew that that wasn't right. He wanted to be right, even if it meant standing alone, even though he had great support. So think about that. It's not always easy to stand alone and do the right thing, but sometimes you have to, right? And then imitating the powerful. Of course, we look to others who have made it or who are more successful than we are, and we try to imitate them in order to have the success that they want. So join a culture where your desired behavior is the normal behavior. Associate yourself with those 5 people who are where you want to be, and it will help rise you up. Okay, law 2.3, create a motivation ritual. Do something you enjoy immediately before a difficult habit. Okay, so let me look at my notes here. Do something you enjoy immediately before a difficult habit. Okay, so if you want to be on social media so that you can feel connected to your tribe, so limit yourself in that, but that's kind of the reward. I don't know why it says do it immediately before a difficult habit. I think you should do it right after the difficult habit. And I thought that's what he talked about in the book. So anyway, it's basically reward yourself. Okay, you know that you need to get something done. So you do the difficult thing, and then you reward yourself with the behavior or the activity that you wanted to do. So if you know that you've got to get a blog out, do a video, and it's difficult for you, then do that first, knowing that you get to go and enjoy music or a book or Facebook or Instagram or whatever it is after you've done the difficult task. So do something difficult first, and then know that there's a reward after that. Okay. The last part, they talk about the how to create good habits. So those are how to create good habits, and then how to break bad habits. In the second law of how to break a bad habit, which is 2.4, it says make it unattractive, which is a little difficult for me to wrap my brain around, but that leads into what it says. Reframe your mindset. Highlight the benefits of avoiding your bad habits. So it talks about some different things in the book. It talked about smoking and how to break that bad habit. And, a lot of people, when they start smoking, it's out of a social need. Your friends start smoking, or the cool kids have started smoking. This was back in my day. And so you start smoking, but you reframe that and say, you know what? I don't need those people to be social. I can be social without having a cigarette. And it talked about different ways of breaking that habit. Stress, I have a cigarette when I'm stressed, and instead maybe go for a walk when you're stressed. You reframe it. You give yourself something different to think about. It also talked about where you change I have to I get to. So instead of I have to go to the gym and work out, I get to go to the gym and work out. When I literally go to the gym, I see people there who are obese, but they're there. Every time I'm there, they are there. And I'm like, wow, look at them. They get to come here. They get to get out of their bed. They are not bedridden. They get to come here and they get to exercise to help increase their health. One lady was on a walker. I don't know what her situation was. It looked almost like a scoliosis type thing, but she got to go to the gym. She was not confined to a wheelchair. She got to go there and exercise and stay healthy. It's all in your perspective. So think about that the next time you think, oh, I have to do whatever it is. Reframe it. I get to do that. I am healthy enough. I am able enough that I get to go do this thing that I thought was maybe difficult, but it's really not, because I'm alive, I'm healthy, and I get to go do this. What a blessing. You guys, this has been Dawn Shannon with Jovi Strategies. This is Wisdom Wednesday, and I hope you have a great day. I look forward to coming at you next week with rule number 3 of Atomic Habits by James Clear. Have a good day.